All right, it's been a while. Welcome back to another episode of Gloves Off Society. By myself today, but I am bringing a guest star on the set, Dr. D, SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
you're a big MMA fan, huh?
Biggest, man.
What got you into MMA?
Money. Got me money. Placing bets. Capital L's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
I can't.
so, you know what's happening up in here, Gloves Off Society we represent.
You're just cooler than those guys.
You know, I'm the champ. I'm the one with the belt. Yeah, so let's get to it. Devin Clark, worst bet ever. I know. Capital L. That's why they call me Dr. D, baby. You come see me when you need it. Believe. Win. I bet wrong. Again, capital L. Henry Cejudo, big L. Shake the bed, dude over, bigger L. You know? Dr. Droop and this motherfucker, I still ain't off SoundCloud yet. You know. My promotion coming through. We ain't tripping, dog. Come on. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Gloves Off Society. I was just fucking around. That was my L personality, SoundCloud rapper, fucking Dr. D, whatever the fuck. Had some L's, so I just wanted to spice it up a little bit.
Bring some entertainment to you guys.
Bring some entertainment because all my bets were fucking wrong.
Sorry, Jeff.
Except Jan. Yeah, Jeff. What did Jeff have to say?
He said, well, Drew's highlighted fighter was Devin Clark.
Yep.
And Jeff messaged me and says, you just tell Drew that I lost the house on Clark.
Me too. Yeah, Devin Clark got his ass beat. He almost had him for a little bit, and then I don't know what the fuck. He stopped wrestling and just started fucking swinging and got his ass beat. It was kind of bad.
Whatever. You can't predict them all.
No.
Well,
I think I'm like
Mystic D over here. He thinks he can predict them all.
I can feel it sometimes, but
Nate Trick, that sense of yours.
you know how I be.
You know, last time we said we were gonna, it's been a while since we made a video, so there's something new. You might hear in this one. We got some. We're gonna keep it a little different than everyone else. I hit up Drew with this idea, and we'd already talked about it previously. But it's cool and all to have the big boom mics and look super professional. But unfortunately, we're not like every other podcast either.
No.
And
a lot of our shit's gonna be at promotions too, right? At these fights that I went to in Leech Lake, but the last fucking couple have been canceled. That's not all on us, and I guess I should have updated you guys. Yeah, the shit got canceled. Fighters get hurt, they can't make the card. We're not talking about the UFC here. It's amateur and like 1 or 2, 3 pro fights. It's not. When someone gets hurt, people aren't just jumping at the bit to get in there.
Right.
So there's nothing I can do about that. So I think what you got is awesome.
we got some lavalier mics, and it's gonna make it easier too. So if we go out and interview people, we can just clip them up with a mic as well, and it's just gonna make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
The quality is there, so.
And it doesn't help that the shit we ordered from Amazon was discontinued. They don't sell it on Amazon anymore.
That was kind of a pisser.
So we got fucked up. We're on the right track. Just felt like we should tell you guys because you're all probably wondering what the fuck's going on. Well, Daddy Dana announced the fucking mothership of fights coming up. Yeah. Holy smoke!
The one card is ridiculous.
It's absolutely crazy.
We'll go on order here.
Yeah, it's tough to get too far ahead and not focus on what's ahead of us.
But you can't.
It's months ahead yet.
We can't not talk about it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, don't.
So fight night. The only people on there really are, Kai Car France is fighting. He's a top 5 guy in the featherweight who, honestly, if he just really put it together, he could make a good run at a title again.
Yeah.
And then the one we talked about earlier was, Jim Miller, veteran fighter, and then Jared Gordon, who went the rounds with Patty.
They whooped his ass.
Anyone that thinks he won that fight doesn't know what they're watching.
Let's be honest.
Somehow lost. But, I mean, he was holding Patty against the cage. What? Bam. And Patty's like, I'm good.
Reminds me of the Darren Till. It's like, I get
Yeah.
my face beat in, but we're good.
Yeah. Weird.
But yeah, so if I were to make any prediction on that, because those are really the only 2 fights I care about.
Yeah. Well, so he's fighting Amir.
Yeah.
This Iranian dude who's on a tear. He's, I'm pretty sure, undefeated. He's ranked number 7.
16-1, I think he was.
Yeah, that's what it was. He's ranked 7. Kai Car France is 3. The odds are they're both favorites.
Yep.
The money hasn't came in, so there's no underdog yet. But it has Amir as a -115 and Kai a -105. So I mean, they have Vegas has Amir winning by basically a decision by 1 round. Right?
I don't see it happening.
That's what that is. I think Kai Car France is just going to scrap it out and get a decision. I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular, but I think he's going to get it done.
He does have dynamite in his hands, though.
He does.
So,
His nickname's Don't Blink.
that's a pretty good one. And we kind of talked about this earlier about, like, the gatekeepers of some of these like top 10, top 5 people, like how, like, someone like Kai Car France, he's been around just for a little bit now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really know much about this Amir dude, but you say he's up and coming and he's on a tear. But, like, it just seems like these guys that are upcoming, they're like, oh, I'm 18-0 or I'm 12-0, blah. And
No risk.
They go fight a top 10, top 5 guy, and they just get the fucking hammer put on them. And it's like, hey, you probably shouldn't have talked all that shit.
Yeah. Well, and it's tough because the UFC is so deep now.
Yeah, it is
Right?
super deep.
It's-
Every division.
Yeah, it's so deep. So these guys he's ranked 7 and he's 15-1 and he's ranked 7, and then he gets in top 5, which you wouldn't think's a lot, but now you're talking a difference from, like, I don't even know what a good example would be, but you talking from, like, a Darren Till outside of that, sitting maybe at 7, 8, maybe 9 or whatever at that weight, and this is when he is active, and then you get Khamzat Chimaev at 3. Like, which one do you want? You don't. There's a huge difference, right? I mean, some weights are different. It's more loaded than others. Like, what's that welterweight with Dorino?
He's
Burns.
5.
So it's like, dude, that one's heavy hitters all the way down. But
It all the way to probably number 10, really.
and the UFC isn't stopping. They're not. They're continuing to search and doing these
And it seems like
contender series.
Yeah,
and shit.
In most divisions, the top 5 really could contend for the belt pretty easily.
Yeah,
Put on a good fight.
especially on any given night. Put on
Yeah.
a good fight, talk some shit, get a good call out, get the fans hyped.
Yeah.
If they like you see some good call outs, and you're like, he's gonna get that fight because the crowd's freaking out, screaming. You have to do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's also on them, and some people just don't know how to talk. You hear them after a fight, and they're just like talking, and you're like, "Why is he?" Holy fuck! Give it to your manager, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But I don't know. I mean, I like Kai Car France. I really do. I like Brandon Moreno. I was really hoping he was going to beat Brandon Moreno, but I'm
So did
also
I.
glad that Brandon Moreno is the champion too.
Yeah.
But he's just, that dude is.
He's entertaining.
Dynamite, yeah.
Right. It's don't blink. I like it too. I
Yeah.
mean, for lightweight, I don't want to see a stand up here. With Brandon Moreno.
Don't forget the knee. The knee coming out too.
It's like he's fucking skiing. So what do you? I mean, works for him. I'm not a fucking UFC champion. What do I know? But as an entertainment factor, it gets really old.
Yeah.
And then it's good job, brother. Let's go build Legos. Like, you know, he's a huge Lego fan. But Kai Kara France, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fucking good one. That's why it's the headliner of the fight night, but fortunately, there's not a lot else going on yet. But a lot of these guys have been so active that they can't. And a lot of fights have been canceled. If you look up online, you can see 6 or 7 bouts. You're like, ooh, I'd like to watch that. It's all canceled.
Yeah. Whatever.
Speaking of which, going into 289 in Canada, sold out.
There was a fight that canceled, but rebooked for Nunes versus Aldana.
Couldn't tell you.
Mexican fighter. So that's kind of cool that another Mexican fighter is contending for a belt.
Yeah.
You know, if the chances that she won, that'd be 3. Oh, wait. It'd be 4 Mexican champions right now. I was wrong earlier. Forgot Yair has a belt right now.
Yeah. It's interim.
But they still count it. Yeah, it'd be 4 Mexican
it's like when
champions.
they say Tony Ferguson was a champion. I'm like, when the fuck are you about?
Yeah.
It wasn't the real one. And then when he's calling out Khabib and he's got the belt, he's like, put your belt on the line. And then he wouldn't do it. He's like, fuck you, you're a bitch. You don't care about the UFC.
I did tell you, the lightweights probably have the most interim titles.
Yeah. A lot of people go up because I feel like those guys cut so much weight that they either go up. You know, I guess it wouldn't go down. That wouldn't make sense, right? But maybe for some, I don't know.
But I mean, that should be a good fight. Nunes probably will end up piecing her up pretty good.
Yep.
People realize, you know, just she's good on the ground too. She is just one of those just super well-rounded. She's basically the John Jones of the women's division.
Yeah. She came in and beat a man.
Yeah.
I mean, do we know Chris Cyborg wasn't a man?
She looked like Vanderlei Silva in a dress and heels.
But I'm telling you, the way her face is built isn't a woman. Like, it's not lady. Like, oh fuck, I can't talk about this on.
yeah, you get it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, somewhere down the line, when she started getting good, she was getting something injected in her that was probably not very ladylike. I'm not talking about penis. But anyways, Amanda Nunes is a minus 365 favorite.
Yeah,
which the other chick's a plus 340 or something I seen.
Yeah.
So it's honestly that I'm very surprised that it's only a plus 300. Right? So that means people are putting more money down on her because of these girl champions been losing, and she's already had a history of losing. Because the first, Juliana Pena, the odds on that were astronomical. It was like one of the biggest in UFC history.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking, you put down $20, you win $2,000 type shit. Like, it was insane. And Cole, Mr. Savage C, predicted the submission and the round. I'm like, dude, you would have put $100 on that. You're not even. You're in Vegas for a week-long fucking party now. Because I'm serious. You probably won $100,000 off $100.
Excuse the loud car going by. I'm like,
dumb fucks. We live in town. It's a scooter,
it's a moped.
Cool. Fucking ass clown.
Anyways,
bend him over the barrel and show him the 50 states. You know what I mean? Fucking dumb.
Let's talk about the number 1 contender fight. That's the only exciting fight that's on that card.
Charles.
Yeah.
And
Dariush.
Beneil
Dariush.
That's your boy.
There's my boy.
I mean, aren't they both?
Yeah,
I thought you liked Charles a lot. I didn't mind Charles, but I just knew that, like, so me and Cassidy have this thing with jiu-jitsu, right? Respect it fully, but I feel like a lot of these fighters are so used to tapping right away, like in practice and shit, and they don't let it go to the point of like,
I'm about to pass out.
Like, I watched him fight Poirier, and he gets around, blah, 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 and does this thing. And he starts to choke, and Poirier taps, and he's fine. He stands up, he's like, "Oh, I lost, haha, yeah, whatever," you know. And then same with Gaethje. As soon as he got on Gaethje's back, Gaethje was already tapping. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was the same thing with Islam and Charles Oliveira too.
Yeah, and yeah,
He
he
got
gets
put
on
in
top,
a
does the
triangle
fucking,
choke.
you're the,
Just started squeezing. He's like,
yeah.
I was like, he'd be like Gaethje, dude.
You sure about that?
Gaethje's like, I'm just gonna pass out real quick.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe some of it's like, all right, fuck it, I already made 180 grand,
Yeah.
whatever it is, but
Well, Gaethje, when he,
it's weird.
I know you just talked about him like tapping everyone, but he actually in the Oliveira fight he tapped
And he
and then
passed out.
went to
Yeah.
sleep.
You could see it too in his eyes. So I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I take that one back. But I'm just saying, like, from a spectator, it seems like and we've watched a lot of these undercards too. And fuck, I can't remember this girl fight. It was like 2 weeks ago. Was fighting. It was her first UFC fight, and she was like a 3-time ADCC champion,
Mm-hmm.
and as like a blue belt or purple belt. And she fought this girl and had her in multiple submissions. And this girl was refusing to tap out. I'm talking arm like this, rolls into it, fights her way up, gets a grip. And I'm like, you don't see anyone at a high level do that.
Yeah, no.
Which, fight another
Tony
day.
Ferguson.
Yeah, fight another day, maybe.
He's like,
I don't know.
Break my arm.
Break my
I
arm.
have another one.
Why don't you go ahead and break my arm? But I don't know. So it makes it interesting because do you think Dariush is going to tap right away, or you think Dariush is going to be on top of him throwing bombs? I don't think either one gets tapped out.
I could see. I see Oliveira tagging him because Gaethje said he hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Hardest he's ever
You
been
got to
hit.
remember, he's huge.
Yeah,
he's
hardest
very
he's ever
big.
been hit, he said.
He dies in the weight cut. So
I think he tags Dariush. Dariush might like stumble, and then Oliveira will
get
tap,
a stoppage
tap him
or a
out.
top
Yeah.
tap. Yeah. And that seems to be the picture, right? Like they kind of get hit and kind of a lot easier, no more damage. But
I think Dariush should be one of those guys though that he'll hold off until he absolutely can't though.
yeah. I have Charles as winning, so that
Yeah.
means you should probably bet on Dariush and the fucking the underdog on
We
the
clearly
Nunes.
can't get anything right, so.
I'm the L Doctor, baby. Yeah, fuck.
Well, that about sums that up too. And there's another fight night after that. You remember what it was? Another just non-interesting one.
It's Marvin Vittori versus Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
And then there's another one after that, which is it's fucking what's his name? Sean Strickland versus Magdov.
That's the only fight they have on that card right now, though, which is
Yeah,
weird.
a lot of people got dropped.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been canceling these bouts on fight nights.
Yeah,
And I think that's what's making these cards getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Well, everyone wants to fight on a pay-per-view, so.
Yeah. I mean, I showed you the fucking Bo Nickel opening odds, right?
Minus 900.
Yeah. Last time it was minus 1,200.
So don't bet on Bone. I'm just kidding.
The one time he wins, and the other guy's only an underdog at like plus 300 or something.
How does it go? So it's reverse. We're gonna get it right this time.
Plus is
Plus,
underdog.
so say it's plus 200. You bet 100.
You win
Get
3.
get your 200 plus 100 back. And I believe it's vice versa. So like Bo Nickel minus 100, you would have to bet 900
to win
get
100.
100.
Yes.
So you should do that.
Yes. Fucked it up.
Hey, if you're lucky, he might need to do the nuts again and get a tap out.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say too, I'm gonna go with for this 289 card. I want to throw down Mike Malott.
Oh yeah, he's upcoming dude.
He's like 7-1. The other guy's not bad either. I'm just picking the younger, more flashier guy from what I've seen. I haven't seen much. I just literally today Matt Lunch, watch a couple of videos. I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm digging this guy. And he's a favorite. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to rock with this guy. He seems very solid. So I would go the opposite, but I'm going to fucking get every one of these right. I already know that. So I'm going with Mike Mallett. And then we got Nate Landwehr. You probably just seen him. He was just on a fight. He did a couple interviews with Full Send MMA. And he's a very likable guy. He's older. He's on that last stretch, but he's like more fun fight, like a Nate Diaz stand up, fucking just box it out, basically. Yeah. Nate the Train, he's like, Nate Train, baby. Woo! and the crowd loved it. But I'm going to go with him just because I like him. So maybe that's not a good bet because you don't bet based on that. But yeah, you do. I fucking do. And that's why I lose. But he's a plus 190. Nate Train.
He put the beating on Darren Elkins.
Was that his last one?
The damage, that dude. Yeah, I don't know. He got pretty good stand up.
The dude the last fight, and he doesn't get tired. That's why his nickname is Nate the Train. He does not get tired.
Woo!
Woo! And then Eric Andrews is a plus 120. Don't know shit about him. Didn't even look it up. I'm just locking it in.
Locking it in.
Throwing the fucking house on it. Plus 120. And then my undercard special. Matt Schnell.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a scrawny fucking scrapper. We've watched him a couple of nights at Fight Night. If you looked him up and seen him, you'd be like, oh, I know who that is. Oh. He's an underdog at plus 145, but the guy he's fighting is like pretty sure he's only lost like one or two fights. He's kind of getting thrown to the wolves here to see what how good he is. But at a plus 145, I mean, that in a fucking that's a good payout with my lineup.
So I'm just curious. This is totally off topic. Say someone, I know this card's obviously coming up, but let's just say someone is a huge Matt Schnell fan.
Yeah.
And we're like 3 months down the road. We'll just say he loses. So like now now he's really out of your memory, right?
Yeah.
If a reporter's like, Dana, when do you think Matt Schnell will fight next? Guaranteed Dana would be like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
And it reminds me of Ultimate Fighter, which is coming up soon.
Yes. Next Tuesday. It's the first episode all summer.
When it was Alvarez versus Gaethje. Who's the chick in there? She just fought at Jessica Andrade.
Jan?
Got her ass handed to her. No, not the Chinese chick. It was something.
That's the one I did predict, Xiao Yang.
Yeah, anyways.
That's the only one I pretty much got.
Jessica Andrade. The fight before that, she fought this one chick. She's like, dude, she's got to be like, she looks like the chick from like Gronk's New Groove or whatever. Do you remember that?
Oh, Murphy?
Yeah, Lauren Murphy. Yeah. She looks like
yeah.
We're through here. Take him away. Next.
I'm sorry. They shouldn't shit on her, but
anyways.
Scary.
She when she tried moving, she was on Alvarez. She was gonna move to Team Gaethje. He was like, Barb wants to move to whatever. She's like, my name's Lauren. That's what that'd be like.
He's like,
yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was totally off topic, but I was just
that's all right.
Like some of these like early prelim cards, I guarantee it. He's like, what's his name again?
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, the fucking McGregor, they're starting to get on his ass a little bit because
he's in the pool now.
No, not yet.
Yes, he is. He signed the papers.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I thought he was about to be in the pool.
Oh yeah, he signed the paper, so now they have
breaking the news.
They have free will to test him for what?
McGregor.
What about him?
They're breaking the news.
The news is already broken, my guy.
I haven't heard anything about it.
He was signing. It was a couple days ago. He was like the day I seen it. He was signing papers. So from what I'm getting is he signed the fucking papers. So
2 tests.
2 tests, yeah. So now they have free will to test them, and I bet you they fucking test the shit out of them right off the rip. Come towards fight night, maybe not so much.
Yeah. I don't know. He's so top tier that it doesn't. I don't know. Even if he did, they'd probably swipe it right under the fucking rug.
You do what you're told.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They tell you what the fight's at.
Yeah, they tell you what the fight's at. I'm thinking 170. Yeah, you do what you told. Fucking.
He said 185 too.
Yeah, he's like, I'd run this show.
185. I'll do 185. You do what you're told.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy. I just hope that the fight. It's predicted to happen. I think like October is what they're aiming for at the end of the year. Kind of supposed to. They're trying to do John Jones either on the same card or back to back. So it'll be John Jones, Miocic. Is that how you say his name? Miocic.
Stipe Miocic.
Stipe Miocic.
Miocic.
Fuck it. Miocic, whatever. Stipe. And then the next card would be Connor. So that's what they're trying to do.
That'd be some huge, huge fights. Now here, this is John Jones says he's gonna just kind of gallop off into the sunset.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I mean, you got that Russian polar bear coming in. You know, like I talked highly about him. Like, dude's a serious threat. Sergey Pavlich. I don't know. You know, he's getting older. He's like, fuck, I'm a heavyweight. This is a serious heavyweight now.
Yeah.
Cyril Gane was too, but like, Stipe doesn't pose a threat to him at all. No. It's the fucking puncher's chance threat, right? That everyone has, but it's not. I don't know. I just think that it'd be wise to be done.
I think John Jones knocks out Stipe.
Yeah.
Not even. Yeah. I think he wants to go out with like a. He doesn't want to just get on top of someone and like
fucking violent knockout.
Yeah, or you could see an old John Jones crucifix and just boom.
Yeah, I could see something like that where the ref has to stop it and be like, hey, whoa, you just fuck smack. All right, I'm done. Couple more million.
Yeah.
He got his sponsorships back. He's getting money nonstop as a champ.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? And John might go, okay, I feel really good. One more.
Yeah.
Give me one more. And then UFC might let him pick. You know what I mean? They might do Sergey, but they also might let him pick his fucking last fight. Yeah, I don't know.
Who do you want to fight?
Yeah. You pick, John, because it's literally going to sell out anywhere we go.
Yeah, the only thing I could see ever happening, and probably wouldn't even sell that great. I mean, anything with John Jones is going to sell decent, but like the only way I see if like someone does a couple title defenses at light heavyweight and it's like, I want to go and fight John.
Right, like Jamal Hill or something?
Yeah, like just say Jamal Hill fights Yuri, beats him, and then I know they're kind of talking Izzy possibly even going up and fighting Jamal Hill, get another 205 run. That'd be the only way I see, like if Izzy went up, beat Hill, and then went up again, heavyweight. Yeah. But I don't see Izzy ever getting that big. And then also, I don't really see Jamal Hill getting that big either. And Jamal Hill stands about -5 chance against John Jones.
He's getting slapped bad.
John Jones runs that fight wherever he wants it.
Yeah, I could see it.
He's going to put a dog collar around you and walk you around the cage like a fucking little yuppie dog. Here, bud.
Well, so you were talking about Izzy for a second there. Do you think he's fighting Chimaev in Sydney?
I don't know.
We just watched Dana right before the pod talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, we got plans for Chimaev." He didn't really smile, but
with a shit smirk on him.
Yeah, you could kind of tell like something weird. And then another reporter asked, "So we heard you have Sydney coming up as a card. It's not for a couple months. Probably want Israel to star there to sell it out, right?"
But that's a quick turnaround for whoever the winner of Duplessis and Whitaker is.
Yes, and that's what they're talking about. They're like, I mean, you could push it because they're doing the fucking Sterling versus O'Malley, that's a quick turnaround. And like I said, we'll get into all that shit. We got we
Tons
got
of
stuff.
coverage, yeah.
But that's a quick turnaround for Duplessis or Whitaker. So they were kind of hitting at Chimaev, and that's word to Twitter world. And Chimaev was already talking to Leon, and he might not deserve it, but they talk shit.
Yeah.
Izzy's about that, and he's already beat everyone.
Usman was in the
He's
talk,
about
too.
that. And Chimaev's about that too. If he's seen that, he's fucking signing it. He's bumping up and fighting.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? He's
they say
doing that
title,
all.
he's like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, and he's not missing weight. I get he's missed weight, but I think that's him being too good for his damn self.
Yeah.
You know, and I think in the back of my mind, dude, the UFC saved Nate Diaz on that. For some fucking reason, I think there's something fishy where they say just blame it on the doctor. Tell him that the doctor said you can't make weight. Go fucking, you made weight, scratch it. We'll say we're taking your pay.
Yeah.
We'll give the other guy the pay. We'll give you your fucking $50,000 behind closed doors or whatever. This is just my theory because he would have fucking dumb, like, dude. Everyone loves Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is no longer Nate Diaz after that. And after the damage he's already had his whole career, dude, Chimaev would fucking... Dude, I don't even want to say. I'd be like watching it like this, like, oh my god, is it over? Oh, dude, he's getting fucking mauled right now. And then Nate, what? Bring it. And he's just gonna keep fucking, you know. I don't know.
I personally think Tony Ferguson took a fall for the UFC as well
Letting
to
him.
lose against Nate Diaz. Did you? Okay, what was the last match before that fight for Tony Ferguson? Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Did you not watch the first round? Michael Chandler and Tony Ferguson was piecing up Michael Chandler.
Yeah, he was
bad.
He was
like
sharp.
he looked like old Tony Ferguson. Yeah, he got knocked out, but I was almost like this close because I was running on the treadmill yesterday and I was like, I'd almost do a 10-8 for Ferguson. I was like, he controlled the whole first round and got a knockdown on Michael Chandler. I was like, that's pretty close to a 10-8.
Yeah, that's probably a 10-8.
So I was like, and then you watch him the next fight going to fight Nate Diaz, and he's like throwing little dinky leg kicks, and then goes for a takedown and gets choked out. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that card seemed all sorts
All
of
off.
fucked up. And I think that's kind of why Nate Diaz got gone. And Tony Ferguson's taking a layoff for a little bit. He's coming back, obviously. We'll get into that. And I think that's why Chimaev has been waiting for a bigger and better thing. I don't think a lot of people want to fight him as much as they say, oh, you don't got the ranking, whatever. I think they see, like, oh, shit, this dude's a fucking problem. They don't want to fight him. And the UFC is trying to let that shit slide under the rug a little bit and make you forget about it. Because now they'll bring it up in a press conference, but when he's about to fight Izzy, they're not going to be like, oh, you missed weight versus Nate Diaz. Are you going to make weight? And he's going to go, obviously. Next question. And then it's done, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be crazy.
It will be. Let's talk about one more thing, just quick. We're in the talks of it. There's I don't know, probably one of the best cards ever coming up in a few months. And I know we're kind of in the talks of, possibly making the drive.
Yes.
Be UFC 291, right? It's in Salt Lake City, Utah. That's not that far from
like
us.
18 hours.
Yeah.
I've driven to Utah when I drove to Washington. It's not far.
Yep. And I
And
drove.
if you have 3 or 4 people, everyone take a 5-hour trip.
Yeah, I drove to South Dakota and Wyoming. I mean, it's right.
You're ripping
right there.
going 80 the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
So that is one thing. If you do pay attention to MMA World, obviously that's what everyone is talking about right now.
Yeah.
Is this card that is up.
BMF
There's
up and
so
down.
many fights. I just thinking about earlier, we were sitting on the couch. I was having like brain farts. I couldn't even fathom it just this card might just break like UFC pay-per-view records.
They could, very well could. And that's why we're kind of waiting right now and getting this it's not weak, but you know what I mean. The not so much fun and intriguing stuff out of the way. We try to spice it up a little bit
Yeah.
and get that out of the way. So now we can have our specialty episode, bring on a couple guests and talk about the good shit that you guys all want to hear.
Yeah.
And this next card, for the next pay-per-view, 289, we're going to do it at Pot Island. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be on Pot Island in Minnesota on a big fucking lake. We got some events coming up for it. It's going to be fucking insane.
Speaking of another event we got coming up, since we're, just kind of dabbling in that stuff, we have the annual Mora Mustang Wrestling
Golf tournament.
Golf tournament, yeah. Fundraiser, basically, what
Yeah.
it is. Me and Drew will be partners for this. We're gonna might be some bad news. If we were to give you a little experience, I've never missed one except for last year.
Yo, I mean,
Um,
I've been to a couple. I don't
yeah.
know.
Something bad usually happens. What happens when what
Yeah.
happens when you get a bunch of wrestlers and alumni wrestlers together? It's bad news for everyone. But it's fun. So
It's fun. They make a lot of money. The golf course makes a lot of money, and it all gets swept under the rug.
basically, I mean,
we respect the golf course. It's just like you said,
we're
bad
com-
news.
we're
Bad
coming-
shit happens.
We're coming to win, so
I golf a 70.
we're coming for the dub.
Yeah.
So this is
I
like
don't even know if I
any-
said that right. So
anyone that watches this, just
you're fucked.
yeah.
Bent over. Fucked.
Jeff,
Pardon my language.
you're screwed, buddy. Sorry. Because if we can't beat you fair and square, we'll break your freaking leg on the course.
7 iron kneecaps.
And then I'll lay my 9-iron on your forehead.
Oh god, dude. Jeff's gonna be mad, dude, when we see him now. Fuck.
Oh, I know. I want to do a quick shout out too, because we just talked about this. I was in the gym. One, don't remember your name. I don't even know if you told me your name, but a guy reached out to me in the gym. 2 guys technically. One, I don't remember his name. Shout out to you.
It's called a one night stand.
Yeah. Two, we found out who Bozo the Clown is.
Yes. I don't think we can reveal his name, but we know.
We know who
You
you
comment
are.
on all of our stuff. See, by the way, guys, we love this shit when you guys comment and then you're saying stuff in person to Brandon. That's awesome. I bet that felt amazing.
Yeah. So shout out to you. You know who you are. We're not going to reveal your identity.
fucking bozo clown. We know you're on more.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it was good to hear from you too. So we're back. I know that was the one thing we kind of talked on, and then we talked about the fundraiser, how fun it can be too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We're back, bitches. I mean, dude, it's summer. We're both blue collar. Fuck you. We work a lot of hours doing a lot of different shit.
yep.
Our minds scrambled, fishing opener, Mother's Day, all the holidays, Memorial Weekend's coming up. I'm gonna be at the cabin getting it ready for Pot Island with my uncle. Literally, we got the cabin for 4 fucking days on an island. Like, it's kind of hard to do a podcast on an island, but we're
Yeah.
gonna get it done. And it's not just that; it's like it's all the other little things, right? You got dirt bike,
Yep.
you're racing, training, like it's tough. So just keep interacting with us and we'll just keep putting on our best fucking face for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Keep doing little funny skits too,
Love
right
you.
here and there.
Yeah. Do you guys think it'd be funny if we got the whole Gloves Off Society crew and did a press conference and every single person, like you could be Michael Chandler or Conor McGregor, the other person's Dana, and Cassidy would be Dana White, and he'd sit and start the press conference, and someone would ask
Yes.
questions, and fucking be like, Michael Chandler, I got a question for you, and then you'd be like, whatever, fuck that, see you at the top. You know, I just screamed in the mic, you know. But like your quote, I don't know. I have some ideas that I think we could do and impersonate people. And,
It would be cool to do also, like kind of, like Barstool, the Caleb Presley dude,
yeah.
individual. Like if we had one guy, so like if Cassidy
Oh yeah,
Dude,
you sit down, just
in
get
it with
into it.
one-on-ones,
Super
yeah.
weird. Yeah, that'd
You're
be
like-
sick.
So Laz, you and Trey fought. How would that go?
Yeah.
Dump him, dude. I would dump him. No, and then you would get to watch everyone's
Yeah.
as the
okay.
videos pops up.
Yeah.
People are like, bro, what did you just say?
Yeah. Oh fuck. Okay. Clothes are coming off. Well, that's typical Minnesota goodbye. Or do you think you wrap it up?
Yep. I think we'd call her.
All right.
But
Stay
You
tuned
know,
for the next shit, dude.
yeah.
We got a bunch of big episodes coming.
like, comment, subscribe. I mean, you know how it is. Do it up.
Let us know what you think.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything, YouTube, do it all.
And if we don't like it, I'm coming on that ass. I mean, pause. I'm coming for that ass. That was an Aljamain Sterling, by the way. That actually happened.
We'll see you in the next one.